Hey, welcome. Have you ever wondered what really separates the good from the truly great? It's not some big secret. It usually just boils down to the small, consistent things they do every single day. So today, we're going to break down the core habits that the world's most successful people all seem to share. Let's dive right in. So let's kick things off with a quick question for you. What could the guy who founded Amazon possibly have in common with the former First Lady of the United States? It's a habit, a really fundamental one, that literally sets the tone for their entire day. Any ideas? Yep, you got it. They all get up incredibly early. I mean, just look at these times. Tim Cook is up at 3:45 a.m., Richard Branson at 4, Michelle Obama at 4:30. Now, this isn't about some kind of self-punishment. It's about carving out a quiet, super focused part of the day for themselves before the chaos of the world kicks in. It's like their secret weapon for getting ahead. And that leads us perfectly into our first major habit, which is all about starting the day right. Honestly, you should think of it like building the foundation of a house. If the first few hours of your day are disciplined and intentional, the rest of the day just has a much better chance of falling into place. This quote from Admiral McRaven, it sounds so simple, right? But the message behind it is incredibly powerful. See, his point isn't really about having a tidy room. It's about the power of giving yourself a win, no matter how small, first thing in the morning. It's a deliberate act of discipline that sets the stage for everything else. And what this does is it creates this amazing psychological domino effect. The moment you make your bed, you've already accomplished your first task of the day. That gives you a little hit of pride, right? A small boost. And that feeling, it encourages you to tackle the next thing, and then the thing after that. It's a chain reaction of success that all starts with a simple 2-minute habit. Okay, so on to our second habit. Once you've got that foundation of discipline, the next step is to fuel your mind. Because the most successful people, they are just relentless learners. They treat their knowledge like it's a muscle that needs to be exercised constantly, or it gets weak. You've probably heard this before, but it's so much more than just a catchy phrase. For them, it's a core philosophy. The world's top performers see this direct, unbreakable line between their ability to learn and their ability to earn and create value. For them, knowledge literally is currency. And get this number says it all, 15 books a year. Just stop and think about that for a second. That's more than one book every single month. Now, compare that to the average person. See, they aren't just scrolling or passively consuming stuff. They're actively hunting for knowledge that gives them a real, tangible edge. And what they're reading is just as important as how much. This isn't about escaping into fantasy novels. They are strategically picking books on practical, applicable topics. Things like negotiations, marketing, finance, or even just devouring the biographies of other successful people to see how they did it. Because ultimately, this is the cheat code. Reading is a way to download decades of someone else's experience, all their wins and, more importantly, all their failures, directly into your brain. You get to learn all the hard lessons without having to go through the pain yourself. It is the ultimate shortcut to wisdom. Okay, so we've got discipline, we've got knowledge. The third habit is all about putting that into action to build real, lasting wealth. And this isn't just about earning a big paycheck. It's about creating an entire system for financial freedom. I mean, seriously, just look at this slide for a second. It is absolutely mind-blowing. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people on earth, right? An incredible 99% of his massive fortune was generated after his 50th birthday. That is the almost magical power of compounding, just letting your investments grow on themselves over a very, very long time. And the engine that drives that compounding is something called passive income. Put simply, it's the money you make while you're sleeping. It's the income that comes from assets you own, like stocks or real estate or a business that works for you so you don't have to. And this little comparison makes the difference totally clear. In the left column, you've got active work. You're trading your time for money. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. Simple. But on the right, you have asset growth. Your money is working for you, 24/7, growing exponentially. The entire goal for the successful is to systematically move from the left column over to the right. And now for our final habit. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's the software that runs everything else we've talked about, the mindset. You can have all the other habits perfectly in place, but if you don't have the right internal philosophy, the whole thing will eventually just fall apart. It really all boils down to two fundamental ways of looking at the world. You've got the victim mindset, which blames circumstances, other people, the weather, anything. And then you have the responsibility mindset, which takes complete ownership. Successful people live and breathe on the right side of this chart. When something goes wrong, their first question is never, whose fault is this? It's always, okay, how can I fix this? And that core mindset of responsibility is supported by these other key traits. They are unbelievably persistent. They see failure as a lesson, not a dead end. They're decisive. They take action. They are laser focused on their goals. And this one might surprise you. They're also generous. They understand that lifting other people up is one of the fastest ways to lift yourself up, too. So, if there is one single thing to take away from all of this, it is this simple truth right here. Success is not an accident. It's not a lottery ticket. It is not about luck or some innate genius. It's a process. It is the direct result of choosing the right habits and then stacking them, one on top of the other, day after day, year after year. And that brings us to the only question that really matters now. It's not about what they do, it's about what you are going to do. We've talked about starting your day right, about expanding your mind, about building wealth, and about adopting that responsibility mindset. So the question is, which one will you start tomorrow?